Howdy people and welcome to another video. I'm TheXploder and today I don't really have anything quirky intro wise because we have leaked information concerning the next set of Lorcana as well as future Lorcana news. Kind of important. I want to emphasize this before we carry on. This is before the main live stream event thing that's going to be coming on at the beginning of May. I'm recording this video as of the 30th of April, where this news has suddenly been dropped. There have been leaks dropped online. I have no idea who the leakers are. I've just been given this information by my lot at my locals, just because we've all been talking about it. So I'm going to be reacting to all this, talking about my thoughts on bits, and going from there and letting you know about a bunch of this leaked information. So I want to emphasize all that before we go ahead. And plus, we don't have full context on a lot of this, don't have a lot of good quality images for a lot of this either. So there are some things I'm not going to be able to know, and things you won't be able to know either until the big event happens, where we'll do another follow-up video when that happens. All that stuff out of the way, let's get straight into the info. Okie dokie, so the first major thing is set rotation. There was an image here that clearly brings it up and shows effectively what the plan is. Obviously we don't have a lot of context, but from the looks of it, they are doing set rotations based on years. So, if year 1 is everything from the first chapter leading up to Ursula's return, then year 2 being Shimmering Skies up to Reign of Jafar, which should be coming out at the end of May, then Fabled, when Fabled comes out, I believe that's scheduled around end of August, beginning of September time. That will kickstart the set rotation, and then set rotation will be that year 1 is going to be completely annihilated. So that is 4 sets worth of cards gone from constructed format specifically, leaving us with everything from Shimmering Skies up to Fabled. So still plenty of cards to play with, but a lot of core, very important cards that have been very, very critical in all formats leading up until that point are just going to be gone. So I know Flavisham and Fortisphere have recently been banned, but we're talking about cards like Strength of a Raging Fire, gone. Grab Your Sword, gone. The ramping cards like Fishbone Quill, gone. The 3-cost Singing Ariel, gone. The 1-cost Singing Cinderella, gone. A lot of key cards, and those are just some off the top of my head, gone from constructed core format as of Fabled's release, which is mental. It's not as if they're doing, okay, first chapter's gone whilst Fabled's out, and then when the next set's out, the next one's gone or anything like that. An entire block will be gone. Mad. So we're going to have one block which counts for an entire year, and then another block which counts for the current year that we're in, and then once we rotate to the next year after that, the previous, not the previous year, but the year before is gone. Sounds a little bit crazy, but effectively set rotation will be coming in. I will talk more about my thoughts on set rotation in a separate video because it's a big topic to bring up, and I might be able to collab with a couple of people as well because it's a big topic. But for right now, set rotation pretty much confirmed. Next up, we have something interesting here, the reveal of a brand new rarity cards, starting off with epic rarity. And we see here the epic rarity is easy to find than enchanted, but harder to find than legendaries. They're alternative versions of already existing cards, and with existing art found on standard cards, but with a twist. And the twist is that they're going to be open air card frames, as you can see with the Elsa Snow Queen. They have completely removed the border, so it's going to be borderless cards that'll be coming in, which will be interesting. They also have a special rainbow fall treatment, which we won't necessarily see in this image, holofall treatment on the icons, which is pretty darn interesting, and gloss treatment on the art itself. Very good. So these are going to be very awesome looking cards with their artwork pushed to the brim, new unique foiling all over the place, which looks cool. Don't know how this will affect the chances of you getting the new legendary cards that come out that you really want, but it's an interesting idea. And I mean, I'm going with the idea that Ravensburger have been taking a lot of their inspiration when working on Lorcana from Magic the Gathering and how they now do a lot of their rarities. Not to say that Ravensburger could end up introducing secret lairs. I think that's a completely other topic for another time. But introducing new rarities, new variations, new cards, as long as they are still playable, and that's the key thing. If we get epic rares of cards in newer sets, does that mean we're able to play them, or does that mean that they are linked to the previous set? I do think we get an answer in one of the later images when I say that, but cool idea. I'm looking forward to see some frameless cards, or borderless cards if you're more keen on borderless, which makes me wonder, I want to see some borderless brooms. Cross fingers for that. Another juicy bit of information, so a lot of the set rotation information is going to be based around core constructed, but new official format from Ravensburger confirmed, infinity constructed. It's being headed by Stephen Cooper, the senior tournament operations manager, and effectively it's you can play with all cards. I don't know whether this means this includes banned or errated cards, so I don't suspect this would mean the return of Bucky. I suspect this could mean the return of Flavisham and Fortisphere and other banned cards in the future, and this just is a fun format for when you don't want too many rules, you've got all the cards known to mankind, and you just want to play the game. I'll be interested to see the intricacies of this, but so far that's all I'm getting from headcanon on this. It'll be fun to have an officially declared format, because then this means that certain bigger tournaments that are going to be out there, like DLCs, etc. For DLCs, this will be great, because you'll have core constructed tournaments, you'll have like the main set tournament, but you can also have infinity constructed tournaments, you can have sealed tournaments, and basically make a environment where anyone and everyone that wants to play in any and every format with any and every card are fully welcomed. I think that's a great idea for community. Really cool. Really nice to see some acknowledgement on new formats. Now we have a look at some spoilers featuring the next set of Lorcana. I'll be sure to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this video so you know there are going to be set spoilers. We have spoilers for Reign of Jafar, with Jafar, the High Sultan of Lorcana, which is an awesome name, awesome piece of artwork. This isn't the only artwork of the card. This is a strict promo-specific artwork, and as you can see there, it is the top 8 promo card as well. Super interesting. I also like how the ability name and the lore counters on the standard version for the participation promo are red instead of black or white, indicating that they're trying to go with more unique ways to make these promos pop, which is a net good thing. I think it's a brilliant thing. Can we read Jafar's effect, I wonder? Let's have a bit of a zoom in to see if we can't decipher this. So here's a 5-cost uninkable 4/4 for free lore. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. If an illusion character is discarded this way, you may play that character for free. That is a really cool effect. We have the bare bones of illusions so far in set 7, so seeing more support in set 8. We knew it was going to happen anyway, but it's great to see. I think this is going to be your new main boss character to get out in that deck if you are going to be illusion incentivized. Especially this combines really well with Cobra for discarding bits. This could emphasize some broom play in Bucket Brigade in order to recycle cards that you may have to discard earlier on to then get them back into your hand to use this effect for when he comes out. The thing I like as well, he's a 5-cost uninkable 4/4, so he immediately doesn't get hit by things like Medusa and all that jazz, which is a big problem I know a lot of people have. For me, not so much. But it's a really cool card. I think it will definitely help illusions. Not to say that illusions are going to suddenly become top tier unless they start making some crazy broken illusion cards. But for a tech piece that you need for that deck to really pop off, I love it. I think it's really solid. Awesome. Looking forward to this card coming out. This is interesting. Yes, do not blink. Do not look the other way. This is a spoiler that has a lot of people puzzled, including me. Reprinting Maleficent Monstrous Dragon from set 1 as a promo, and I don't think, if I zoom out this again, there's no information. Is this a Worlds promo? Is this a Set Champs promo in the future? Is this a Fabled promo that you could just get from anything that you do? I would reckon this may just be a Worlds promo if you had to put gun to head. But awesome new artwork for Maleficent Monstrous Dragon as well, and the full art. Can we just say this full art enchanted version of a promo looks beautiful. Really well done, especially with the green flames and the thorns at the bottom as well. I'm loving this. And if they start bringing old school cards back as promos, it's good, but I hope they don't put all of them as promos, especially when we're looking at Maleficent Dragon. That has been a meta staple for a very long time. And if they start bringing things back like Amber Rapunzel, for example, which is very highly priced, even since set 1, is still very highly priced and well sought after. If that card comes back as a promo, great, there's more copies of it everywhere. But it's a promo, it's rare, it's harder to get, so the prices are still going to be up there, if not higher, because then it's a promo with an alternate artwork. Just saying, if they're doing reprints, it's good, but it's got to be reprints that are exclusive for those who go to tournaments and do very well at tournaments, but you also got to have some reprints that are accessible and that are able to be played in new formats if set rotation is coming in, and that also need to be accessible by the general populace that may not be able to afford to go to these tournaments, yet alone have the actual talent in gameplay at that level to get these cards. Just putting it out there, bit of a controversial take, I know, but needless to say, awesome card. We finally have news on Worlds. The Worlds are coming June 28th to 29th this year. It's happening. They finally dropped it. Beautiful. It's going to be at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Really cool as well. Interested to see how that pans out. I know everyone's been waiting for a date for Worlds somewhere or another, so if you are going to Worlds, thinking of going to Worlds, or even potentially eyeing up the live streams for Worlds, now you have dates, June 28th and 29th. Cool. Now, we also have another rarity of card, and it's iconic rarity. This has me very intrigued, more so than the others. So this is more rare than enchanted. It is an alternate version of existing cards. So this is full-on alt art. Awesome. Love me some full-on alt art. So that clarifies it's like enchanted cards. We're going to get full-on alt arts. So even if a card has a standard version, enchanted version, they can have an iconic version. And the iconic version stands out differently to the enchanted and the standard. Awesome. I think that's really cool. As well as that, a custom lore star foil pattern. So the lore counter is going to have a special star foiling, which is going to be cool, and then a 3D hot stamp effect. Not sure how that's going to look. Obviously, this image does it no justice whatsoever. But it's also key to note we have a brand new Mickey Mouse. I can't quite tell what his name is. Can't quite tell. I think it's pretty darn obvious that he's a hero. It's pretty darn obvious that he looks storyborn. He's a 3-cost inkable 2/2. It looks as if he quests for 1 lore and has an effect, but the effect is heavily blurred out. Could this be a new effect? I personally don't think so. Could just be something like Rush, but who knows? I would love to be wrong. And I can't quite tell what his name is, so maybe any one of you guys can decipher it in the comments for me. Needless to say, if iconic cards are coming in, awesome stuff. More rarities, more cards, more collectibles, more fun times. Now, the key thing to note that I didn't bring up during the set rotation talk that we did near the beginning of the video is the fact that we now have confirmed set 10, 11, and 12. I know they've only got a number behind them, but it's still something to keep in mind. This is confirmed now that Ravensburger have up to set 12 guaranteed confirmed. So you can imagine if Fabled's going to be coming out round about August, September time, we're going to get the last set before the end of the year, then that means set 11 and 12 will be the first 2 sets of 2026, which means set 11 and 12 are going to be the Pixar sets, where we finally get Pixar cards. I'll be making a video in the future talking about Pixar like movies and Pixar things I'd love to see in Lorcana that I think would be ideal for the first couple of sets. And you can, by all means, let me know your thoughts in the comments, but it's just nice to know we do have set confirmation. More spoilers for the next set of Lorcana. Let's dive straight into them, shall we? We have Vanellope von Schweetz for Ruby, a 2-cost inkable 3/1 for 1 lore with evasive. Standard, simple. She'll actually be quite nice in the racer deck with the new tech that wants racers to be then brought back into your hand or put back onto the field from being put into your discard. Because she's easy to be taken out as well, it means your opponents basically have the decision of, do I waste a resource to get rid of her, or do you play her, wait until next turn, or potentially find a way to give her rush, bash into something, she's gone, but then use King Candy's effect or something later on to bring her back to the hand, back to the field, rinse and repeat. She's okay. I don't think she's crazy, but she's okay. Brand new Floodborn Jasmine, the Steady Strategist, a 4-cost inkable 2/5 for 1, and always planning. Whenever this character quests, look for top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal an ally character card and put it into your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. We have cycling. Cycling for allies, and I think that's brilliant. A card that allows you to search for top 3 cards of your deck for an ally, and it's on quest. Brilliant. I think that's a really solid effect, really nice. She's really cheap as well, so I can imagine there being a potential vanilla Jasmine to drop this on very cheaply, even though we do have a 1-cost Jasmine that heals currently at the moment, so you can still use her. Awesome to see more ally support. There's definitely a deck to be built here, and I'm interested. But we also have brand new Rapunzel, 5-cost inkable 2/5 Rapunzel High Climber, quest for 2 lore with evasive, and has wrapped up. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. This is a cool tempo play. I like the looks of it. I like the feel of it. Don't know how crazy powerful that Rapunzel may be, but in certain decks where you want tempo control or control in general, we do have the 6-cost Basil, where whenever he turns exerted, any of your opposing damaged characters can't... No, they all have Reckless until the beginning of your next turn. That was the trick, which is cool for more tempo plays, but then it makes it so that Basil is a prime target. This Rapunzel, yes, is a prime target, but at least she has evasive. Yes, I know you crazy people out there are going to go, Medusa, Sisu, Brawl, and that's fine. That's all good. If set rotation's coming in, most of those removal options are going to go with it, unless we get new removal options in this set and in Fabled set as well, so bear that in mind. But a cool card, looking forward to it, and we've confirmed a new common, super rare, and legendary. 2 more cards. One of them I already knew about, because we knew the name of one of the promo cards coming out in the next set. We just didn't know the effect that it had, and that was Pull the Lever, which is now a 3-cost inkable action in Amethyst and Emerald. Nice color combination to have it in, and you could choose one. You can either draw 2 cards, so it is a friends on the other side that is strictly only an action, and each opponent chooses and discards a card. So it's discard or card draw, which in that color combination, brilliant. That's what that color combination wants. The other cool thing as well, if you want to play that card, it synergizes perfectly well with the new Pirate Donald that has the effect where whenever he's attacked in any capacity, you basically get an action card from your discard back into your hand that isn't a song. And now that we have an option that isn't friends on the other side, he can trigger, get that back into your hand, rinse and repeat. I think we need more rotating options though to make that work, and I think we need better cards that help you search for actions that aren't songs and any of that jazz in that kind of deck anyway. But it's a cool thing to see, and anything that allows you to draw 2 cards, yet alone make your opponent choose and discard a card, pretty darn nice. You also have a brand new Minnie Mouse. Can't quite tell her name fully, but she's a 4-cost inkable 0/8 for 1 lore with Bodyguard and True Valor. This character gets +1 attack for each 1 damage on her, which is pretty darn awesome, and being a 0/8 means She takes that little bit of damage, she's going to knock it back. This is also a fantastic bodyguard to sing things like Teeth and Ambitions, so that she herself can sing Teeth and Ambitions, give herself 2 damage, so then she gets 2 attack on her, and then deal 2 damage to another opposing character. Quirky tech to be had, I'm very sure. Interesting color combination. I personally wouldn't have put her in Amber and Ruby. This feels more of a Ruby Emerald tech, but yet again, Ruby and Emerald don't really want bodyguard because that's not the tech they want. Either way, it's a cool card. I'm interested in it. 2 brand new promos confirmed. Nice stuff. More cards! Oh yeah, even more spoilers to go over, so let's go over them. Starting on the left-hand side, we have Jafar, the High Sultan of Lorcana. It's basically the exact card we saw earlier, but this is the non-promo version. So this is the version you will get in the box. Very nice artwork. I think the alt art and this art are both equally fantastic. I don't think I could put one over the other, and that's a good thing. It means that, oh no, the definitive edition is the alt art. This actually looks really solid. We have a brand new Magic Carpet, a 3-cost inkable 2/4 for 2 lore. It looks like the Phantom Rug. I love the name of it. That's great. It is a Dreamborn Ally Illusion, so that's another illusion card confirmed. That is 3 cost, so very nicely costed for the tech we want. Vanish, which if you don't know what Vanish is the brand new tech, which is when an opponent targets this card with an effect, you instantly banish the card. And also has the ability Spectral Force. Your other illusion characters gain Challenger +1. So now there's a thing where illusions could potentially be the new brooms or the new slivers, where as long as you have these guys out, they benefit each other and give each other quirky effects, which is very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works and the other illusion cards we will get in this set, possibly the future as well. We also have another common card revealed, which is a 1-cost inkable 1/4 Palace Guard Spectral Sentry, which is also a Dreamborn Ally Illusion. So 2 new illusion cards, and we get a 1-drop illusion as well, which is great. That's what we want. We didn't have a 1-drop illusion for a while, and we were thinking, kind of need a 1-drop to make it viable. We have a 1-drop. I think the tech is way more viable now because we have what? We have a 1, 2, 3, and 4 drop now in illusion? No, and a 5 drop as well, I believe, with the Iago. So pretty nice mid-range curve there if you want to try building a deck now rather than last set. Interesting. But wait, there's more, and there's more cards. I can't believe it. Now, of course, some of these are going to be much harder to read than others. We know the one on the far left is Lady. We know that's Amber Emerald. She's a 0/3, but her effects are kind of cut off. Sad times, but hey-ho. She can quest for 1, and whenever you play another character, I would assume, because that's probably the tech that the Lady and Tramp cards have had, based off of the cards we know from the set that has recently come out. Whenever you play another character, this character gets +1 attack this turn, similar to the effect that Tramp has, so she may only be a 1 or a 2 drop, which would be good for the Lady. Fantastic. And then another ability that says, while this character has 3 attack or more, I would assume, she gets +2 lore. So if she has 3 attack or more, she then gains +2 lore and can quest for 3. That makes that deck very, very interesting. So if you are a Lady and Tramp player that have fallen in love with Lady and Tramp cards from set 7, keep an eye out on set 8. That's a really nice card to get. And these are the weekly play promos, so bear that in mind as well. If you don't get one in your boxes, in the 3-pack, in the starter decks, in your troves, you could potentially get one just by showing up at your local events and get it as a free-to-play promo. Sweet, go for it. We have a brand new Aladdin. Can't tell what his secondary name is. He is a 6-cost inkable 1/9. A 1/9. That's kind of cracked. Kind of crazy. He quests for 1. He's a bodyguard, and he has an ability called Safe Passage. I'm going to try my best to read this. Whenever one of your ally characters quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from that character. Right, yeah, I think that's what he says. So whenever one of your ally characters quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from that character. So it's embracing the beautiful combination of Sapphire and Steel, the Steel side having Bodyguard, the Sapphire side having damage removal. Don't know how good that will be with the ally tech, because damage removal is very gimmicky at best, but it's interesting. I like it. It will definitely keep things alive. If push comes to shove, it won't keep him alive, now that I think about it, because he'll be counted as a hero, not an ally. Youch. But yet again, it helps cards like the Hey Hey allies. It helps a bunch of other allies in the game that are really decently costed. If you want to, I guess this brings up the idea of, could we see Sapphire Steel Pabby? And then you slap a Pabby in here, and then you quest with an ally, you remove 2 damage, gain 2 from Pabby? Maybe? Just saying that's a very, very highly gimmick deck, and I don't think it would work a lot, but it's a thing you can do. Quirky card. I like quirky cards. And we also have a brand new Dalmatian patch. Can't quite read his secondary name, but he is a 1-cost uninkable 0/2 for 1 lore with Ward, and while you have another puppy character in play, this character gets +1 lore. So this is the kind of card that you potentially want to hit with your T-pose, potentially hit with any of your ramp tech, so that you can put him into your inkwell until you get out Pongo later, and then this is the puppy you bring out of your inkwell with Pongo, so that immediately it becomes a threat. And because it has Ward, it comes onto the board. If you don't have Perdita, it's protected. You can just play it turn 1. It's protected, it can't be removed unless your opponent plays Tremaine really later on, or has non-target removal really later on after turn 1. It's a really nice card. I quite like this patch. I think this patch alone makes puppies a hell of a lot better, on top of the other amazing support we got this recent set. So if you like your puppies like I do, keep an eye out for this patch. This is going to be one to look out for. And well, big reveal, set 10, Whispers in the Well. Q4 of 2025, so this will come out around, let me see, we're going to get Fabled around late August, September time, probably late August at the earliest for local game stores, September when it comes to generic release. So with that in mind, we're probably looking at either a December, well, it's guaranteed Q4 2025. So I would say December? Are we going to see a Christmas release or pre-Christmas release? This could also be January, so bear that in mind. Just because it says Q4 of 2025, that does mean it can dab into the beginning of a new year. So bear that in mind, but look at what we've got. Confirmation of set 10. Interesting. Couple of characters already on there. We do have a Mickey looking really fly. I can't tell whether that is the evolution of the Detective Mickey from set 1, so it could be that. We have the return of the Ariel that can't sing, so this could be hinting at the idea that they're investigating more stuff to do with Ursula, especially if you look at the environment. This is looking like Ursula's Cavern all over again, but something seems weird. There's pages floating around, there's interesting stuff. I thought the guy behind Mickey looked like a cauldron and was potentially hinting at the Black Cauldron, but no, it's a guy. And I think it's one of the main Illuminaires from the storyline as well. But cool to have a confirmation. Interesting to dive into this image. And when we have a clearer version of this image, I will gladly do a video to dive into it and see if we can't theory craft some ideas of what can potentially come in with set 10. But you got to bear in mind, set 10 is the pre-release, or should I say the preset, before the Pixar cards. So could Whispers in the Well be teasing how the Illuminaires and how their characters in general find a way to dabble into a new realm or a new world, and that is the Pixar cards? Potentially. Trying to work things out here off of an image, what can I say? But interesting. Great name as well, I'm loving it. Speaking of new art, of old cards, look at this bad boy. Someone out there loves Honey Wizard. I'm that guy. I love Honey Wizard for his original artwork, and I have my favorite playmat, which is also Honey Wizard. This artwork is gorgeous. I think Pooh looks absolutely majestic. I know no one plays Pooh. I know, but who cares? He looks amazing. This is the card I would genuinely hunt for because it's so cool. Might be another Worlds promo though, which could suck, but understandable, really badass art regardless. It's an interesting image that gives us a little bit more context on key things to bear in mind. Reprinted cards in set 9, Fabled, are still legal in Core Constructed in all their formats. Right. What does this mean? So this means, for example, here's the example here, right? So you have Stitch Rockstar. Effectively, if you have the Stitch Rockstar from set 1, but you have the alt art version from one of the later sets, or they make a brand new version of this card in set 9. Set 9 comes out, Core Constructed happens, set 1 to 4 is now blacklisted. From set 9 Core Constructed, you can't play Stitch. But as long as they reprint a card in set 9, you can play that version of the card and any other versions prior, as long as it has been printed in Fabled. So if I break this down properly, because that was a little bit long-winded. Effectively, here you have Stitch from set 1. Okay, let's say Core Constructed happens, set 9 comes out, Stitch is gone. Sad face. But they launch, or should I say reprint, a new version of this same Stitch. So it's the same Stitch, same abilities, could have new artwork from a new artist, but effectively all does the same thing. No errata, no major changes, it's the same card, maybe with a new artwork, that's it. That now means that this Stitch, as well as the Stitch from set 1 that you got rid of earlier, can now be played again. It's still only limited to 4. So that's a combination of any of the Stitch variants that you have up until that point. You can now play that Stitch from set 9 Core Constructed. Still a little bit long-winded, and I apologize if that's confusing for anyone, but basically, if you see it in set 9 and you want to run it in set 9 tournaments, you can run it in set 9 tournaments. You're fine. No problem. And those are all the images I have. That's all the information that I have. I don't have a lot of context when it comes to intricacies involving these images. I literally only have still images, and these are the ones I was able to find based off of what I was shared. And all I'm giving you is information based off of my 2 cents, my opinions, and what I'm able to read from the images themselves. I do not have access to these leaks. I don't know who leaked them. I don't know anything about them. But I wanted to make them aware because this is really interesting news and really interesting content that I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you're looking forward to or what you're more interested in the comments down below. And if you want me to dive deeper into anything specifically that we have seen here, let me know also. I may not dive into it until we have the official news and confirmation and stream about these cards that's coming out later in May. But let me know anyway so that I know I can hyperfixate on those specific things when we get to that video down the line. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. You're used to it by now, I know you are. And I'll be seeing you next time for another video. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome, most importantly, stay explosive, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. I literally ran from work to make this video. I can sleep now.